fiction television series conceived by Rockney S. Obanani and produced by the Jim Henson Company and Hallmark Entertainment, originally for the 9 Network. It premiered in North America on the Sci-Fi Channel Sci-Fi Friday segment on March 19, 1999. At 8 p.m. EST. As the network's anchor series. The Jim Henson Company is credited with the many alien looks, makeup and prosthetics. 2 regular characters on the show. The animatronic puppets Rigel and Pilot were entirely Henson Creature Shop creations. Although the series was planned for 5 seasons, it was abruptly cancelled after production had ended on its 4th season, thus finishing the series on a cliffhanger. Co-producer Brian Henson later secured the rights to Farscape, paving the way for a 3-hour miniseries, Farscape: The Peacekeeper Wars, which Henson himself directed. In 2007, it was announced that the creator was returning for a web series, though production has been repeatedly delayed. In December 2008, a comic book miniseries was released. In continuity with both the television show and the potential online series, it was announced that the creator was returning for a web series, though production has been
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the Chris Gethard Show podcast. It's really cool that you're checking this out.
We're about to do, I think, the dumbest show we've done in years.
His life would be trashed!
Hey, you better believe I'm trashed.
We are scrappy trash people.
What's the point of this show? I just turned it on.
We've always been with
We've
this show.
always been trash people. We will always be trash people.
It's true.
This doesn't feel real.
Hello, I need to go home. And welcome to the... Oh, your name's wrong.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm not whoever intern Cryptid is.
No, you're goddamn Emily Pineapple.
I am
from
goddamn
We Are Trash
Emily
People.
Pineapple from We Are Trash People, even though for some reason sometimes I sound different, apparently.
Well, you like doing voices, you know? I mean, you took the acting... Give me back my $100! That was an incredible moment. Oh, Paula Koala, how much of the 24-hour That Show live stream did you see? Because I realized intern Forrest saw 19 out of the 24 hours.
I saw way fewer.
You saw a lot less. He slept 5 hours to see as much of it as he could. Yes, hello, 1B BBR.
Hello, 1B BBR, who was there live
for part
of it. Fucking incredible. It feels very strange. I don't know why, because I, of course, am Emily Pineapple.
Yes.
And the avatar that I'm currently in is intern Christy. But for some reason, I'm finding it strange to be talking without music in the background.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, I guess you didn't really use music back on We Are Trash People, but you did sometimes.
And it bothered me anyways. Perfect. Amazing.
But of course,
Okay, great. Around 15 hours.
Good.
From about 7:30 to noon Eastern time. Amazing. That's when you were there.
And Blogtoven was there the whole time.
Yeah.
I have to mention the Blogtoven, who you can see every week, of course, on with the former randoms, was there the entire time.
Yes. It was incredible.
And his brother won an undershirt.
And we almost reincarnated his father.
I think, Blog was a little late, but otherwise he was there the whole time. Yeah, he said Beyonce made him late because there was a Beyonce concert and it backed up the subway.
Whoa, didn't she know she was counter-programming?
That show?
That show?
Hosted by Chris Gethard? Which show? That show.
That show.
The one hosted by the Chris Gethard show? No, that show.
I, of course,
And
did sleep.
Intern Forrest has been working on some art, so keep your eye on our
That is
socials
true,
in the next few days
entire
to see some of that.
time. I did sleep for more than that, but not much.
No.
More than that?
No.
And I am also extremely tired.
Yeah.
Basically, much like Chris Gethard, me and Intern Forrest had already had a super long day.
Yeah, because we were at a craft fair, or they were at a craft fair.
And I was so fucking tired. Midnight to midnight and was up. And that was what I was thinking. I'm like, why is it? What?
Why is it midnight to midnight?
What?
Yeah.
Well, not just midnight to midnight. Why did he wake up at 7 a.m. the previous
To work.
day? Like, well, why did he do a full day of work?
Midnight to midnight, because I think DCM, it's in the style of the DCM marathon.
But, oh, that's why midnight to midnight. But why do a full day work? I would have slept beforehand, like Emma said. That they like just took a 5-hour nap during the day. It started already after bedtime. Yeah.
Yeah.
My bedtime too, because I was fucking exhausted.
I don't have a bedtime, baby.
Yep.
I am
That is
beyond the
true.
concept of bedtime. I am beyond the concept of time, and the concept of bedtime doubly so.
That is true. That is
Yeah.
very true.
So, I think
So I missed a lot of it.
They're
I was
also gonna-
doing
I
activities.
was talking.
Okay, Fluval.
I'm also a little tired. But we, I'm with the former randoms is going to also talk about it since
Yes.
Blog was there in the room. So don't
That's what we were thinking, and then that
Yeah.
also gives us a couple of days
to rewatch parts that we missed.
to watch the parts
What
we
did you
missed. That I missed.
I didn't miss anything.
and-
Fluval EP? No. Fluval no EP.
Fluval.
Fluval no EP. Ho,
Never
ho, ho.
dodging the the EP allegations.
There was another part where Jabba the Hutt came up, and I don't remember where it was. Someone had
That was
did a
Doctor
voice.
Who the night before.
Oh, right. That was because we watched Doctor Who before it started, and
There was like a device
there was an
that
eyeball
looked.
that popped out of a wall. And
It looked exactly like the one from Jedi.
My God.
Like the moment I saw it, I was like, "Oh, like
Yeah,
Jedi!"
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the first thing I
Dale
thought
missed
of.
Summer Wednesday going 1 year.
Cracked.
Uh,
Kerptack. Kerptack.
Kerptack.
I also might have to jump up periodically throughout this. Fluval, to stir my
Explain
sauce.
your sauce.
I got a sauce on the stove,
You
y'all.
have food on the stove?
I got a sauce
That's
cooking.
disgusting.
I'm making a tomato
No,
sauce.
stop talking about consumable matter.
Making a tomato sauce for a lasagna tomorrow.
Stop talking about consumable matter, which we certainly won't do this Wednesday with ice cream trivia too.
And I make it the way my Nana taught me, which is let it simmer
Ugh.
on the stove for as many fucking hours as you can. So I started this at about 2 p.m.
Imagine if you had done a 24
A little
hour
after 2 p.m. Probably more like,
sauce.
I know, about 2:30
Yeah.
p.m. And now it's 9. So
Wait,
that's
okay,
2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30,
You said
8:30,
2:30 is when you started it?
9:30? No fucking way. I haven't had a sauce on the stove for 8 hours?
You said 2:30.
Yeah, didn't I?
I wasn't there.
You know all. You also probably weren't paying
I don't
attention.
really care when you started it is the thing.
Okay, well then I'm gonna actually make it a little bit lower right now so that
Yeah.
I can taste it after the show.
I like calling a Rube
And-
Goldberg machine an RGB machine.
I do love the RGB machine.
That's when you got to go to the dentist, tooth hurty. Okay, now let's see. I'm looking up what was on that show's 24-hour marathon when you did it. in that case... Okay, here we go. So that means it was during dinner with Gastor Almonte that you started making the soup. Does that line up with your memory?
Yes.
Then you're probably right.
Was that because
The sandwiches.
Well, what I did is I got up during the break, and I was like, I'm gonna take a nap, but I waited too long, and the show started again.
The break was after Gastor, so it was between sandwiches with Gastor Almonte and New York, the ride, the show.
So it's still like a 7-hour sauce I got going.
Yeah, you got a 7-hour sauce going.
And I haven't tasted it yet, so I hope it's good. I know it hasn't burned.
I mean, I don't hope it's good. I hope it's disgusting.
But I'm gonna make a lasagna
Mamma
tomorrow.
mia. That's a spicy meatball.
Mi nieta. My niece.
It was very
make
cool.
it for my niece.
So to return to that show, because it was 24 hours, so we can't really dilly-dally too much.
We cannot dilly-dally too much. So what this will be is both a recap of what actually happened, what we saw, and what I both saw and took notes of. Because I did my normal points thing where I kept track of the chat to try and like map it to the show, you know? Is your niece a Garfield? You know, she might be. She's not old enough to tell us yet. So.
Okay, well, good news. Oh, no.
What?
Currently, the live stream recording is unavailable. Even though theoretically we have it for a week, it is showing as unavailable.
Let's give them some time.
It's probably
to sleep
processing.
and wake up.
No,
yeah.
they don't have to do anything.
I know, but before we panic.
I'm not saying panic. It is showing it as 24 hours long, so it should have all of it, you know? Which is good.
I will be repeating that to her. I'm going to make a little tape, and I'm going to rig her crib to say it at a volume low enough that her parents can't hear it on the baby monitor, so that, you know, we need to up the likelihood that this bitch comes out of the fucking gate saying...
Because Intern Forrest missed
bits.
the TCGS Writers Room 2012 because that was part of while he was asleep. He awoke with Ethan and Gigi. So yeah, he saw everything through.
I fell asleep at around Joy on Fire. I don't remember.
Did you
after
not
Joy
see
on
1118 in Venice, Italy?
Oh, I fell asleep during 1118 in Venice.
Yeah, that was when you.
That's when I fell asleep.
And then missed a bunch until Ethan and Gigi were just getting started, and that was an incredible way for him to start his day.
Yes, and I woke up and saw like a couple minutes of that, and then I fell back asleep, and I woke up to Mr. Cardboard, like the last part of Mr. Cardboard.
Did anyone do the donations to make them spill tea? Don't say what it is, but just confirm if they made them spill the tea, because I'm curious. So that means, oh Jesus, what? Yeah, that means Intern Forrest got 4.5 hours of sleep.
How much sleep did I get?
I don't know.
Fluval?
When did you wake up?
At the tail end of Mr. Cardboard.
A lot more.
How much did I sleep?
7 hours, 8 hours.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, 11:18 in Venice, Italy went on at 5 a.m. Eastern, and Mr. Cardboard went on at 2:30 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Whereas Forrest went to bed woke up and saw something that started at 9:30 a.m. Eastern.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Ooh, some tea was spilled.
I'm excited to see it once it's all finished processing.
So we'll see both, because not only did I sleep, I did do activities for some of the day.
I mean, Forrest did draw.
Yeah, but I did activities where I wasn't like keeping track of like
things unrelated.
The chat and taking notes, but I did try and take notes.
Intern Forrest also has decent notes about what happened in each thing. Not great notes, but decent notes.
Whereas I have like chat logs.
Yeah. Like, of course, one of the things that's most notable is that the final segment of the show was... And now to be clear, Susie's not here, but Susie did close out that show with Riley Soliner, Christy Cello, and Chris Gethard.
Yes. And it was fucking
It was
amazing.
so good. She nailed
had me
it. Yeah.
rolling in
I
my
loved
goddamn
your
sleep when
di-
she sat down next to Riley.
That was such a good instinct. I loved the "Don't I get to do my trick?"
I also loved when
Yeah, me too. I would
when-
have loved to have been in person for that.
Riley was talking about Reefer, and she
Yeah.
was like, well, Chris, the last time you
Yeah.
spoke to Reefer.
That was such a good note. I loved the demons.
The
That
demons was
stopped
amazing.
Susie from putting the egg in the bottle because I was so sure I knew what she was going to do.
Right?
I was so sure she was going to crack it, pour it in the bottle, but then she was like, no,
No.
I know how to put an egg in a bottle.
But then the
Those pesky,
demons.
rascally demons
Those
foiled
pesky
her.
demons. So I was thinking for our notes
Oh, yeah.
that... What?
I don't know. I got my notes that intern Forrest wrote for me.
Oh, you know what? It was 9 p.m. I put a.m. for a lot of these. So what I did with my notes is I tried to do it like hourly
Yeah.
or like partial hour-y.
Right.
Hourly, I like kept like that as the running tab. So I'm turning those all into headings in my Google Doc so that we can go back in time. So some of these, a lot of this will be me remembering what the fuck happened.
I just did it by act in order. So I just scrolled to the bottom and I'm just going up the page.
I mean, you know, but my notes are a lot more unwieldy because they're just chat logs.
I'm not saying you shouldn't have done it. I'm not saying that.
Because
You need I know. You need I know.
but
You need more of a structure applied from without the notes. You know, the notes themselves can't be the scaffolding of structure for you in that same way because it's just chat logs.
Susie always gets the egg in the bottle. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I fell asleep during, I actually fell asleep during Banana Man.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
I also missed a lot of the hourly. So that's like where we'll really see when I was like asleep or doing something is we'll jump from like 9 a.m. to like 12 p.m. And this last, I also took all of my times in PST.
Sure.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Okay? And I've been tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? I've been tired.
Who are you defending yourself against?
The haters.
What? Okay.
Fluval,
Take
you
that,
know,
haters.
The haters. We didn't actually make $1 million. We made like 20,000, right?
16,000.
But 20,000 when you add
No.
the live stream tickets.
No. The 16,000 includes the live stream tickets.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like 16,311.
Okay. That's great.
We destroyed a planet. Oh, that was Things from the Void striking out against the haters.
Thank you for taking
Thank
a
you,
hit
Void.
against the haters.
Yes.
I appreciate you. That's really great. That's a lot of money. They just fired all of the AmeriCorps workers who were doing like social worky shit
that was part
at
of
my
what-
friend's high school.
Yeah. That was part of what Geth was talking about, too.
Yeah,
About
where
how, like,
she
that's-
teaches.
Yeah.
Like they were just summarily fired like overnight. And she works at a school with like recent immigrants, like a lot of people who do not speak English as a first language or speak it very well at all at this point. So like having all those people, having those extra people to work one-on-one with the students was vital.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
no, it's definitely needed money.
Emily does need a high chair.
What do you mean?
This is as high as the chair goes.
Oh yeah, you do need a higher chair. Because
it's kind of like up to my neck.
You do need a higher chair. No, that's true.
I'm wearing my Baphomoth shirt.
But the console also just looks like that. Yeah.
It's just like this sometimes.
Sometimes, but not all the time. I loved the reveal that Mr. Cardboard stole Geth's ugly orange shirt that Hallie said he cannot wear. And I mean, it sounds like he was probably doing a solid for Gethard. Oh yeah, raised like $16,000, so pretty good.
Which is fantastic.
And Susie raised like a lot.
Susie raised a lot of fucking money. Yeah. I love that idea, Apollo. We got to get on that.
Yeah, we know engineers.
We got to use a Rube Goldberg
an RBG
machine. Yeah, an RBG.
But yeah, Susie closed out the damn show.
Susie closed the show.
The last segment was Gethard, Riley, and Susie.
Freaked us all.
Yeah, Riley and Susie teamed up to torture Gethard. It was great.
So fucking amazing. Oh, and then they ended by just when they were just throwing fruits into the audience. Thank you, Sam. One of my funniest jokes I legit did steal from you.
That's true.
So, you know which one. Because I also made a questionable and accidentally, yours was an on purpose, very funny dead dad joke. I made an accidentally not great funny dad joke.
Oh, when
dead dad joke. When I tried, donation? Yes, with my donation. There was a point where people were calling people's dads to wake them up. And so I donated for them to call Blocktoven's
because
dad.
We knew Blog was there, and I had already messed with Blog by having him come on stage to spin the prize wheel during Sal's segment.
And so I did the whole thing, and I sent the email. And then, like, Forrest was like, I think his dad's dead. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no! And so they're like, Vlog, like, we're gonna call your dad. He's like, he's dead. Like, what? And so I sent that I was sorry, and whoever was running the computer at the time was very nice to me, because I did send, I'm really sorry. And he's like, it was okay. These seemed okay.
Yeah, I think that was still Nico at that point.
Because I was like, oh no! Like, I would adore that kind of funny joke, but I don't know anything about anyone else's situation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So here's the thank you, idea. I'm wearing my Geth glasses. So, do we want to do the chronological going through everything, or is this more of a free form hanging out, just talking about that show?
It might be a little bit freeform.
Like you're not necessarily. There's just a lot.
Because I was going through my notes to try and.
Yeah, I think it's highlights, because we also don't want to keep people up after 24 hours.
So
of comedy.
Let's do it backwards, the way we were thinking.
We'll go back. We'll start at the end.
And the last time notation that I have is. Despite taking notes throughout this time period, 7 p.m., the start of Chicken Big, the Human Arcade.
The Human Arcade was
all
so
the way
good.
To the end. So let's do that chunk.
Yeah. I loved the various games.
UCB said...
So you can explain it, yeah.
Said, I watching the setup in the back, y'all are not ready for this.
We were not ready.
We were not
I mean, I was.
ready.
The humans weren't.
We were not ready. So they did the Human Arcade, which was amazing. They had a game master, and they came out to the song from Tron Legacy that 1B said, and then they were like auctioning off, or not auctioning. You
donated $10 and then got to play.
If they made $1,500. Then someone would win a PS3.
5.
I
thought that the guy with the prepared shirts was the guy you talked about. Yeah.
Yes. He was fucking amazing. Yeah. And Kate Killett said, this is a fun introduction to Chicken Big. Absolutely. So they came out and they had like the game master like give a spiel. And then they brought out like little cardboard bits to like show the arcade parts. So it was first like enter 25 cents and there was a little hole cut out for their mouths. Yeah. And they were like, just like, and it was like a Cronenberg movie, but like low tech.
Yeah. And it was great. And
you had to like feed each of them 25 cents. Coins. And then they like got out like cardboard with all of the, with all of like the different games.
That would make sense 1B if Chicken Big gave him the shirts.
Mm-hmm. The first game was Human Duck Hunt.
No.
What was it?
Big Buck Hunter.
Big Buck Hunter.
It's a different game.
Sure. And
it's
that
a totally
was
different game.
Amazing. And then they had, what was the second one?
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man
with Jonah.
With an actual child. Yeah. Jack said, Ollie, how could you? Ollie maybe did a war crime. And that was when Deer Hunt, Ollie killed the deers in Deer Hunt.
Well, Ollie also armed the child in
did
2
arm
out
the
of
child.
the 3 levels.
Because, as 1B said, the psychological torture these realistic video games put you through. And Emma Phipps said, I'm pretty sure our next player is an authentic human child. Sure looked like it.
Yeah,
but they were like very cute.
They were great, and they won in Pac-Man. So there were cherries hidden around the venue, around the room. And they had to find the cherries while the members of Chicken Big wore sheets with the Pac-Man ghosts on them, over them.
And then you could donate $10 to turn them blue, and then the kid could like tag them, and they would have to fall.
Yeah, which essentially is you're donating to give him the power pellet, but they don't come back.
And everyone, no, they came back.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Not after they died.
No, they came back after they died.
No.
Yeah, they did. They got back up.
I don't think so, because he won when he killed them all.
No, he won when he got all of the cherries
he didn't get
that
all
everyone
the cherries.
could find.
No, he didn't get all the cherries, but he had killed them all, and so they were like, well, you killed all the ghosts, so congratulations. Like, killing that ghost wasn't the objective, but because they couldn't find them, they used that as the, clean ending.
But they got up at first. The first person who got tagged out got back up.
Sure.
Because I was like, I wonder if he's going to be out all the way. So I was watching him.
Interesting.
Fluval.
Sure. Interesting.
I liked how Kate Killett said, the way Black Mirror is going to turn this into an episode.
100%.
Yo!
The Human Arcade will absolutely be a Black Mirror episode. I know, doesn't it though, Melly?
And then, what did, skee ball. Then the guy, Mike who drank from the human blender and is an audio guy.
Papa Shot Basketball.
Papa Shot Basketball.
He played basketball where Tej, because he's the tallest, had a basketball hoop on his head.
And step one was just throw it, and he was mean. Tej was as the hoop. And then the other guy came out
as the cheerleader
to distract.
And Tej was on a box, so he was taller. Mm-hmm.
And then the third one was the third guy.
So Lars was the cheerleader, and Iman was trying to stop Mike from making it to the hoop, but then he got to the hole and he dunked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't think he kept chasing Jonah.
Yeah, okay. But it was very cute because the audience was helping Jonah.
Yeah.
They put a chair in front of the ghost, so he couldn't
lost it when that audience member put a chair in front of the ghost to block their path. I loved that. I loved how much they were in Jonah's corner.
And then Mike got up to play Papa Shot Basketball, and he was wearing a shirt that said, "Don't acknowledge this shirt." And then when he turned around, it said, "Or else I'll donate $100." So everyone registered that and was like, "Nice shirt. We like your shirt." And then so he won the first round, and he took off his shirt, and he was wearing the I drank from the human blender shirt. And then when he went through all 3 levels, he took that shirt off, and his shirt said, "I played the human arcade."
Which was so good.
It was so good. Amazing.
Speaking of good, the 4th game was DDR with Random Jean.
Which was incredible, because she won by doing the splits.
Yeah, she won the dance contest by doing the splits.
So she pulled out the fancy footwork. She did some cartwheels.
Yeah.
But it was really good. I loved it.
I was so curious if she was going to do the splits after that guy did all that breakdancing.
Mm-hmm. And then...
Oh, Tally had a shirt about Saturn.
Oh, that's
so
sick. I definitely missed that. So for the skee ball one, they also did skee ball.
Yeah, with
where they all
Megan.
had like dog like
Megans.
collars. Yeah. And they used like a big like cardboard box.
Oh, wait, no. They had multiple shirts through the whole show.
Oh!
Or probably through the whole show. Like, Mike was wearing a Saturn shirt during Tally's set.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
That's so good.
Okay, well, we got to hear about those shirts at some point. But they used a big piece of cardboard to like make the ramp for skee ball. And Mike said, 1B said, I know an IKEA box when I see it. Which
that was good.
Made me lol because, of course, 1B has made an X-Wing out of cardboard.
Yeah.
And many other cardboard incredible things. People wearing so many goddamn shirts. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was after that? Because I jumped straight from that to let's take a nap and donate for a nap on stage, said by Jax. And that was when...
Yeah, no, because Gethard was right after them.
Oh.
Like they were the second to last segment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Jersey Sky and Jax were like, donate for a stage nap.
Yeah, he also had a tank top that said tattoos are stupid. I remember I saw that. Yeah, because with the two sleeves of tattoos, that the tattoos are stupid. I saw that shirt too. But then before that, Adam Pally performed some original music. Mm-hmm. And before that, Joey Dardano had to deliver on a promise that had been building all day. So he had set up his incentives such that if he got $100, he had to do his set holding the mic with his feet. Mm-hmm. And that if he had made $500, he had to do it upside down, doing a hand with upside down. Mm-hmm. And
Jax said this injury is going to be hard to explain at the hospital.
He made it to 100 days before it even started. He made it to 500 hours before his set.
Yeah.
So he delayed it by having
like a bunch of his
Stephen
friends
Castillo,
do 30 seconds.
Tyler, Gaston Almonte, Dave Ross, Nat Townsend all did 30-second sets before him. Mm-hmm. And that was like some classic TCGS mayhem. Because
they got like 6 people to come and like hold him upside down, essentially.
I did too, 1B.
And he kept having to like take a deep breath and like he was losing his goddamn mind.
Oh, of course he was. I mean, that's a long time to be upside down.
Mr. Cardboard put a pillow under his head, which I thought was adorable.
That was very sweet.
Emma said, please donate to the Joey Dardano Hospital Fund. So someone did. I think Ian did. And from the chat, Airplane Ian, to the hospital fund. And Joey was like, now that you've done that, I'm gonna have these guys lift me up really high and drop me on my head. So I have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, human crane style.
Mr. Cardboard kept coming through. Mr. Cardboard was a real one.
Also, it's time for...
What?
What?
What's it time for? Joey Dardano?
Looks like Robert De Niro.
Thank you.
Joey Dardano looks like Robert De Niro.
The blue ball hat in the pocket.
And it hit me this time during the show.
That's very funny. He started singing, and when B said, "Oh, the pipes on that boy," and Kate Killett said, "Wait, did I just fall in love with him?" And then he farted because he was upside down, and Laughter Key said, "We're in the fart zone now."
I googled Mats and I see it for sure. Because you're right, they're a hockey player, so I don't know who they are, but
who? Sure.
The hockey player who looks like Joey Dardano.
Yeah. Yeah. Courtney Lyons, he's a little cute. He is a cutie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When he said he looked fat in the camera and Keith, like, zoned in on his stomach because he was upside down. He's like, oh, no.
And Getz says that he's, like, just about to be, like, one of those New York guys. Which is cool.
Yeah. Which he super is.
I mean...
Like, you can tell. Like,
From there,
the
who knows what he'll
charisma,
do.
like, radiating off
Oh,
that
yeah.
man. My God. My God. He's our
My
frat
God.
clown. Like,
Yeah, he is the frat clown.
he
from
is the
first-
frat clown.
That show. And he is so one of those guys. Absolutely. And of course, he was also in Martin Urbano's comedy amateur class
Yep.
on CGP as Martin's assistant. So if you want to see him in another context, go check those out too.
They were real good. And then before that, it was Send in the Clowns.
Yes. Tally
Says Laughter
Medell's
Key.
like miniature clowning class.
Which was really cute.
It was really
and
sweet.
I really liked it.
I liked
and
it a
it
lot.
made me want to take a clowning
Yes,
class.
I did look up how much clowning classes would cost out here outside of time and space.
And boy, was it
Pretty
outside
pricey.
of the price range.
Not outside of mine.
Normal
I
ass
have-
people.
I have the wealth of the Grand Aquarium Empire. But if
That's
I
true.
didn't, yeah, it would be quite pricey. And also check out Clash Clown, Riley's podcast about clowning, if you haven't heard that yet. If you want more sort of clown discourse after seeing so many clowns.
So uplifting and engaging.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was absolutely enlightening, uplifting, and engaging. Even though a lot of it doesn't apply to me, because like I'm embodied, but like not in that same way, you know.
No.
I'm special.
And everyone was very excited when Mr. Cardboard joined.
Well, and it was really
And
cool.
I liked when he said that those weren't his
Absolutely.
shoes, those were his feet.
Well, and it was also cool because multiple performers from earlier in the show
Yeah.
were on that stage, like Ethan and Gigi, who I can't wait to get to.
Yeah.
Were back up there because I guess they took classes from Tally.
Yeah, which makes sense.
I loved. Is there more you want to do about the clown? Because it was like not as much of like a. It was like a clowning
Oh,
education.
Airplane
bit.
Ian said I made a Mr. Cardboard sticker, and I
Yes.
want to see that sticker. So, Airplane Ian, if you
you're
are
here.
here, let us know. And if anyone here knows who Airplane Ian
Yeah,
is,
tell us or tell them.
Tell them that
Radio Free Multiverse wants to
we
see
want
their
to see
sticker.
their sticker.
Emma Phipps said she'd show the sticker to Mr. Cardboard. So that would be incredible. Intern Forrest has also drawn Mr. Cardboard.
That is also true.
So an inspiring character and
Truly.
person. Truly. I thought Tango was fun. I liked that they had to step on each other's feet.
And then I have
Steezus was before that.
Oh,
Stephen Castillo's
Steezus was
rapping.
before that, and Steezus
Yeah.
was great. And I'm pretty sure that I have seen him
Yeah.
both on that show and on TikTok.
You probably have.
I think
loved
I've heard that
the
song
Not
on
Like Us.
TikTok.
The Not Like Us about Seinfeld was so good, and like he needs to put that someplace that's not that like is accessible.
Yeah.
Since the like that show stream either will never be accessible as a VOD or like won't be for a while. So like definitely I loved that. I loved his whole set ending with Steezus as a centrist Democrat. That was very funny.
That was extremely
He got a double
funny.
standing ovation to give you a sense of how the audience responded
Yeah.
to it.
I'm gonna check
I
my
hope
songs.
so. I hope so. Plausible deniability. I mean, there's like multiple things I'd love to be able to. I would love for there to be clips of from previous that shows too. Like I think that Saturn eating is young should be up. I think that it's interesting. It's surprising to me that they didn't put the human blender up, since it's like on Chicken Big's like other channels. So like Chicken Big wouldn't mind, presumably. What? They might. But they might. I don't know. That's my question. Is I mean I think it's also like the part of what gets after is the intimacy of live performance. And the ephemerality is a big part of that. So it's like, people feel comfortable taking risks that they wouldn't otherwise. And like, given how much of it is built on, we're not doing clips for TikTok. He kind of can't go do clips, I guess, without it being like, well, actually, I am doing clips for TikTok. Because, like part of his project is trying to refocus on the live experience rather than just how it can be content. But I also like the banjo player from 2009. It was very reminiscent of Kyle Gordon's current character. He did Planet of the Bass.
Oh.
And he has that like his newest character is like doing a parody of that same sort of era of music.
I enjoy watching him on, guess what? TikTok.
See, that's the thing. I mean, like, what would be interesting is if they could be like, hey,
I'm going to Reno Punk Pride.
if they could be like, hey, donate to Laughing Together, and you'll get a copy of the VOD. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely says you get it when you buy the tickets, like, from UCB, but I would rather that money go to Laughing Together, obviously.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
they're a charity.
That they are. My sauce is great. I just found out I got into Reno Punk Pride, which makes me happy.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
The email doesn't have the normal. Oh no, it does. Never
What
mind.
email?
It does. The email about the tickets didn't have the normal. Like,
Okay,
oh,
I was like, you don't have my Punk Pride email, Flooful.
No, I wasn't. I was looking at that show email, trying to see if I'll get to watch that VOD.
So I'm very excited.
Oh, again, congratulations on a 7-stream streak to Things from the Void, who's a full Rube Goldberg sauce, and Apollo Koala show art.
Show art. Do it.
I will.
Where are you reading this?
On Twitch, his stream manager.
Why is it not where I can see chat?
Yeah, that's a good point. Habit.
Wait, can they write things when they get a streak?
Yeah.
Can they tell things?
Yeah.
What secret messages have you all been writing that I've never seen?
StreamYard doesn't pick it up as a
Oh my
chat because it's technically
God.
something else. So like,
So there's has been a secret this whole time
yeah,
that
like
intern
Wizworld
Christy
Live 5
and
days
I
ago
have never
said,
seen.
General Streak Nobi. Lena the Geth just said secret message.
You gotta say these things, okay? Because
I
then
do.
people are gonna write them.
I do say them.
Not always. People write them, and usually when I see something that I think is really funny, I say it. And so then they say something like General Stream Nobi, which I find very delightful, and they don't know that I find it very delightful.
Well, here's the thing.
It's as if I ignored them.
Lena said secret message. I think that often, so often
See, that's
but
delightful.
often the streaks come during With the Former Randoms, and not our show.
Well,
or
I
my show.
still want to know them.
So Phony says them out loud on With the Former Randoms.
I'm usually listening to whether we're at the former land.
Well, then you could have commented, haha,
Former
you made it was a funny joke, Phony just passed on.
I don't believe you, Phony.
What
I
did
mean,
you just
sorry,
call me?
Flooful. I don't believe Phony, Flooful.
Well, yeah, you're right. It is all of ours. Show.
Yeah, I'm excited for Punk Pride. Anyone who's around Reno should come hang out.
When is that?
The 21st.
Of what?
June,
Jeez.
Pride Month. That's what I was saying, is that every month, every weekend this month, I have bullshit.
Yeah, you do.
Um,
No, I'm not an Earthling.
That's what I was saying. Thank you, plausible deniability. I was like, I need to get my Pride shit together. I want to be doing something for every weekend Pride.
Yeah, also there's random prides that happen outside of June. I didn't know if
you need some
Reno
more
was
pride.
doing a pride out.
No, it's also not pagan Pride, which
You say that like I said anything about pagan pride at all.
y'all, I am like now because of
Oh,
all the weird and
jeez.
oddities craft fairs that I've been in, I'm like just associated enough with like enough people in a lot of different communities just because like I'll meet vendors and like those vendors are part of that community and
Yeah.
that's like most of the fairs that they do is in like one community in like one location or like, you know, wherever they're from. So like I'm starting for like goss to like trickle into my feeds that I have no context for
Yeah.
whatsoever. And I'm just like, what's going on? Like all of a sudden someone I was following was like, it's like usually they just like posted the things that are in their shop.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it was like a black screen. It was like, I haven't been saying anything about so-and-so's child. So she can just show the proof because there is no proof because I've never said anything and I'm not going to talk about it anymore. And I'm like looking around, I'm like, where is the context for this? What does this mean? So then I have to look up the person that it was about, and then that person has like this whole long like video diatribe about like this drama, but also like 5 other elements of drama that are happening within that community, including like, I mean, very interestingly, the issues that Pagan Pride has had, because it's a combination of one, I need to have like WizWorld look into some of these. I need Wiz
for sure.
to look into some of them because some of the things that they like say, especially with like Pagan Pride stuff, unfortunately, I'm like, are they white supremacists? Are they white supremacists but don't know they're white supremacists? Or is this just normal pagan shit? Like, like... Right? I'm like, cause like, it's like they'll like talk about like, their strong faith in Odin, and I'm like, are you trying to? What's crazy is that song sounds like to me,
Yeah, what's up?
Like, call me out just to know you're here. There's all these messages coming through the atmosphere. You know that song?
Yeah, you could also.
It sounds just like this song,
also,
so whenever I hear
feel
it.
free to keep making your point. I just thought it was funny to pop it up.
But yeah. Basically, yeah, it's like they'll say things and like I don't know if it's because they don't know that it's a dog whistle.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought that was why the Doom Room about like noticing Nazis at Ren fairs was really interesting.
Or like if what they're saying is like
no, they're super
in a
sus
context within, they would be like trying to like show a certain thing. Because like talking about like your faith and relationship with Odin on a other random post when you're saying like I consider myself to be a very honest person because I have a very strong connection to Odin, like that could just be like I have a pantheon and Odin's my guy, not because I'm associated with Odinism, that just happens to be. And I'm talking to the my pagan community, and my pagan community knows that we're not like about the white supremacy part. So that could be the case. But like it's wild here and all this shit, and they're like, this is happening in like the Pagan Pride. They're like, yeah, like we did this fucking ritual and then the city got mad, and I'm like, well, now I need to know what the ritual was. Why is the city mad? And then they're like, they know that the problem with the Pagan Pride is the Christians. Like, apparently fucking Christians will just, like, show up in certain towns at pagan things. But, like, at this Pagan Pride, which is in a town where apparently there's enough Christians of the ilk that will, like, show up and be like, we're mad. Okay. What? What? Yeah.
Y'all crazy bitch, but you're so good, I'm on top of
Now you might be wondering, why am I playing Crazy Bitch by Buck Cherry? And it's because before Steezus was, of course, Dave Ross and his huge assistant Eli with his Buck Cherry torture device, which was truly one of my favorite segments of the entire show.
It was great.
Like, I loved it. Also, the second verse really does imply it was a commerce relationship between the singer and the titular, the
titular crazy bitch
lady.
It made me think my physical therapist was like, we're gonna do bench press.
So not be a
I heard
post show.
Bitch press.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And then I was like, oh, you said bench press. I thought it was bitch press. And they're like, we can call it bitch press.
And
like,
the 3 comedians who performed during Dave's set were Michael Longfellow, Mia Faith Hammond, who of course
was very funny.
Was also performed on the Planet Scum open mic.
Yeah.
Back during lockdown on Your World. And so it was really cool to see her again. And John Hernandez from the band's Timeshares performed music getting interrupted by Buck Cherry. Mm-hmm. And he was just great.
It was great.
I loved that. I loved that when he finally got to play a song in its entirety, he played Buck Cherry.
Mm-hmm.
I loved when Geth got furious
That was so good.
because he donated $100 to try to stop the clock from playing the song again. And all it meant is there was an uninterruptible minute of the song. And Geth stormed up to him and was like, give me my $100 back.
That was so good.
And later realized I shouldn't be asking for my $100 back on my own fundraiser.
So fun.
And Buck, in case you're wondering, Buck Cherry is an American hard rock band from Anaheim, California, formed in 1995.
I see. Were
Yeah.
they featured on Farscape?
No, but the band released 2 albums, Buck Cherry, 1999, and Time Bomb, 2001, before dissolving in 2002. Buck Cherry's first album...
like primo time to be featured in Farscape.
Buck Cherry's first album, Buck Cherry, was DreamWorks' first album to go gold. In 2005, lead vocalist Josh Todd and lead guitarist Keith Nelson, both of them have 2 first names, was the reformed Buck Cherry with a new lineup and released a new album in 2006, which contained their biggest crossover hits to date, Crazy Bitch, and their first top 100, top 10 hit, Sorry.
Sorry.
Their latest album came out in 2023, and they have a new one coming out next month.
Sorry.
I love Dave Ross, though. I've been a fan of his since his podcast. I mean, I think Sex Nerd Sandra is where Intern Forrest first encountered him. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I didn't listen to that podcast because it's all about sex.
Yeah, and the enjoyment thereof.
And the enjoyment thereof. Yeah, it's not about... Well, I mean, I don't know which I find worse, actually.
Yeah.
Philosophically, I think procreative sex would be worse.
Than non-procreative
Yeah, because
sex?
you're creating a person. You're creating more human.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to eliminate humans because you need sapient beings to suffer.
So, do you hate gay sex the most or the least?
I definitely don't hate it the most. I definitely don't hate it the most. We're not establishing that. Yeah, no. No, we're not establishing that on one of our last shows before Pride Month.
I can't make it play.
No, you can't.
But I felt like that was the good time for,
So, yeah.
the fuck? What is with this music
So,
video?
actually, well, what's about this Universe music video is they got sued for there being an underage person who showed their boobs in it. And it was proven false. But that was the fact that people were like, yeah, that checks out. Is a
fucking
sign about your
problem.
band. I liked the brutality of it being 1 second.
Yeah.
I think that, because...
Lufa loves it brutal.
Yeah. And like Josh Hernandez kept saying that the second verse is where the plot of Crazy Bitch really kicks in. So I think the only thing we can do is, all right, break me down. You've got a lovely face. We're going to your place and now you've gotta freak me out. Scream so loud. Getting fucking laid. You want me to stay, but I gotta make my way. Hey, you're a crazy lady. But you fornicate so good, I'm on top of it. When I dream, I'm doing you all night. Scratches all down my back to keep me right on. Hey, you're a crazy lady, but you fornicate so good, I'm on top of it. When I dream, I'm doing you all night. Scratches down my back to keep me right on. And so here's the part where he's talking about it, really introducing the plot. And I'm going to skip the chorus from now on because it's repetitive.
Yeah, do it to this tune.
I thought it was Blog. I was like, how are you here, Blog?
I thought so too!
Take it off, the paper is your game. You jump in bed with fame. Another one night paid in full. You're so
that
fine.
Worked out wildly
You're so fine,
well.
it won't be a loss. Cashing in the rocks to get you face to face. Do. Baby girl, you want it all to be a star. You have to go down and take it off. No need to talk, you're crazy, but I like the way you fornicate me. And so, according to Rap Genius, she's a groupie.
Oh, okay. Well, that's inappropriate.
Yeah. Which is wild because, like, the video is like, nah, she's a cop abusing her power. And I'm like, that's
I feel like
So much
that's
more reasonable.
projection. I feel like that is a wild projection.
No way.
there.
You think that Buck Cherry has bad relationships towards women and projects
Whenever
weird
I hear
desires?
Buck Cherry, I think Zach Cherry, and then I'm
No,
like, no,
Zach Cherry.
Zach.
No, Buck Cherry is the evil.
But Zach's cool.
Yeah, Buck Cherry is the evil
He's just
Bizarro.
a sweet man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Buck Cherry is the evil Bizarro to Zach Cherry, but Zach Cherry is so sweet and so good
Such a sweet
that it
man.
requires multiple scumbags
Do a flip.
to counterbalance his goodness. And before Dave Ross was Girl Mountain, an all-woman sketch group the Gethard hadn't met, and they had a full-on inflatable Snoopy suit, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And here's their Instagram,
Oh.
because they have an Instagram, and on their YouTube, they have a full Christmas special that you can watch.
Oh.
And I was impressed that one of them kept a page of the artist way in her mouth the entire time while still doing... Oh, that would have been so good, 1B.
Yeah.
While still doing the sketches, had a page of the artist way in my mouth. It reminded me of how I keep rocks in my mouth and spit them out.
Oh, yeah. You
And
do that.
I gave her credit for not consuming the book, you know?
Laughter Key was praised. Same with Gritzy Ross. When she went whoomp and dropped out of frame, I died.
That was so good. What?
Gritzy Ross. Also, I feel so bad for the colon of the woman eating paper. And then
I guess
Jersey
you're
Sky
right, you know?
said it soaks up the White Claw.
Yeah. I wanted my last donation to be that. Oh, yeah. That was so funny. Mm-hmm. And I've actually seen them on TikTok
And at that point,
before.
Ooh, that's
Or
interesting.
and on Instagram. Because they had They had like a Passover joke
Oh, well, I love that.
about like. I'll screen share it.
Yeah, show us a Passover joke.
Friday, that's perfect because I have these brand new Melville jeans that I only fit into if I like really, really work on it.
Moses couldn't have like parted the ocean if he was eating carbs. Like his mind would be elsewhere and the gluten would totally be giving him brain stuff.
No, really, the mental clarity?
The mental clarity that Moses had to have.
Do you think the leftover
This is our
shank bone would work to like make a bone
to
broth?
the
It's
Gethard
like really
Fat
good for
Show
your bones.
24-hour
I've heard.
stream.
So glad they decided to add the orange to the Seder plate because like that is such good fiber.
What is the orange for? Is
I
that for gay people?
fucking love
For gay
this.
people. I thought it was for women.
This was great.
But fiber too.
In a way, isn't all
It
dieting
reminds
for
me of
women?
my
Oh,
least
sorry, not
favorite
dieting. Seder.
Jewish friends
Wait, when's
growing up.
Breakfast is usually between like 8 and noon, but you know, intermittent fasting is like way better.
That
My
is
mom suggested
almost
that I should-
verbatim what was said to me
Yeah.
by the girl who made me not want to go to Hebrew school. Like
Oh,
choose to
right.
not go to Hebrew school. Like
Yeah.
because I knew that would just mean I had a whole nother class with her.
Plausible deniability. Intern Forrest has watched 19 hours out of the 24-hour marathon. No,
I'm going the fuck to
after
bed.
having an early day to get to a craft fair on time.
And it was just a grueling craft fair. Like it was very fun.
Oh, it was
went
great.
Very, very well.
It was definitely more grueling for you. Intern
It was
Forrest was sitting there
super busy.
working on the build
which
for
is
his Baldur's Gate 3
wonderful.
character.
Yeah.
And
But it was like non-stop.
his contribution
for like
to trivia
7
this
full
week.
hours.
No, I like the confusion 1B.
Yeah, the confusion works. I
No,
think,
the
for
confusion
us.
brings people in and like, is this gonna be a 24-hour stream? And then I go, no, and they're like, well, forget it. But we got him.
But at that
Not you,
point,
Ford.
we had raised $7,666.
We had by that point.
Yeah.
Okay. And then before that was Yoni Latan doing New York the Ride the Show, which I had seen promos of for a long time.
Why did I not see this? Oh, I did see this.
Yeah, you did.
I did. It was really funny. I really liked it.
Yeah, I'd been meaning to see it, and it's like a recurring UCB show, and you can see the full version coming up soon at UCB, so you could buy live stream tickets to it. I have always thought how weird it is that bull has the giant testicles.
Mm-hmm.
that statue. So I loved that it became such a central thing. And it really gave me Nebula's rim.
Oh, you know what? That was when I started the sauce.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember looking at the balls on my laptop in the kitchen.
Okay, well then in
I
that
was
case,
watching while I was making the sauce.
Yeah, yeah, except it's not as large. I don't know about the dick size, whereas Lucifer has a giant dick.
Just massive.
That means you started the sauce at 3:30 Pacific.
Okay. So it was like a 6-hour sauce.
Yeah, exactly. Right, like
That's
the glow
a good amount of time
savers,
for a
the glow
sauce.
sticks really even like doubled down on the Nebula's rim vibe. Like turning
Yeah.
the UCB theater into a ride vehicle just inherently is Nebula's rim.
Did they have a fake beard?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Because Laughter Key said the beard is art.
Yeah, Yoni.
Ian, I love this. Chaos energy. Emma said someone pay for basketballs to get thrown at Yoni, which we didn't, or they rejected. And that's our fault, people in the chat, because Emma, of course, was our Bethany Hall.
Yeah, Yoni has done it at like
episode.
up by UCB, at Littlefield, just a ton of venues all around New York. He was on Hacks also.
Oh!
He was the warm-up comic on Deborah Vance's talk show on Hacks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I remember that because we were watching and they came on and we were both just like, wait.
Yeah, like where do we know this person from?
Like, and of course I was like, do I recognize him because I've seen him or just because...
Well, also...
He looks like
important
guys.
News. Not only is he doing it on June 12th, Gethard will be on it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's translated everything into not English.
That is an excellent idea,
Into
Opala. For Pride Month. Yep. We need the balls, the ass, and the PP.
I do need to reiterate, I knew June was Pride Month.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you knew that, Flufel.
Yeah.
Because, we did just have to establish whether or not you hated gay sex.
And I said I don't.
Yeah. I think you hate procreative sex more.
I must hate that more, right?
As little as you enjoy
I don't like any of it.
Pleasure.
Ugh.
Some gay people incorporate massive amounts of suffering into their sex.
Yeah.
And so do some straight people. Like, there is a huge BDSM
But I hate
culture.
that. Wouldn't I not like that too? Because it's turning suffering into pleasure, which is like...
Is that not kind of what you do?
Well, but my
the pleasure of being
I don't want the
sustained?
humans to be happy.
like a liar.
Yeah.
But I don't want the humans
like
to
a
enjoy
liar,
it. Oh,
Flufel.
yeah. Just like, John Mulaney, the real authority on liars.
I did have an idea during the show because I might.
We do a 24-hour live stream and say that the concept is making its television debut?
No, that I might try and sell my stuff at Folsom Street Fair.
Yeah.
Which is like a huge leather kink fair that happens in San Francisco.
He did say someone should do it 10 times better.
And I am personally not part of any of those communities.
I'm certainly not.
And so I had an idea of, because I have all these Beanie Babies, of making little harnesses for the Beanie Baby, or like little like BDSM like gear.
For the beanies.
For the beanies. And I don't know what most of the BDSM gear is.
BDSM?
Happen not to be part of, yes, that community. That's great.
BDSM.
I think that's a great joke.
I wonder where the clicking noise is coming from. BDSM.
It's almost like you're so frustrated that an intern somewhere started just banging their pen.
I like that I can
their
make I'm like the Michael Winslow of multidimensional beings.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like a thing was actually knocking on the table? That was just me.
Yeah, it did. That was a good one, Fluve.
I'm pretty good.
So I was like thinking to myself, like, what is BDSM gear? Like, what are the gears? And so I tried Pinterest first, of course, which wouldn't give them to me. 1B BDSM. Oh! So I was like Googling it, and I went to like Mr. Leather, which is like a super famous,
very famous
BDSM leather.
It's near, like, the giant
kink
leather
shop
flag in San Francisco.
So I was like, oh, well, they will have all the things.
They did have all the things.
And I opened it, and it was just, it was, you know, images of BDSM and sex gear being, you know, demonstrated appropriately for it. But I was not expecting to see just a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, unlike Joey
just
Dardano.
on my screen. I don't know why. I, like, didn't think, like, of course I'm gonna see dicks. But I was just like, huh.
Unlike Joey Dardano, their dicks were out. Also, and before New York the Ride the Show was Christy.
Yep.
Who had a really sweet tribute to Planet Scum. And so I definitely want to record that out. I want to get that if I can.
It was very, very sweet.
Because that was a very sweet tribute to what Planet Scum had meant to her. Because it's the 3-year anniversary.
Yeah.
It was the 3-year anniversary of the end of Planet Scum.
And before that, it was Night Cream.
No.
What was before that?
Petey. It was Petey. Petey DeBreo. Petey DeBreo.
I don't remember. What did they do?
He did stand up. He did White Chocolate with Christy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It was stand up.
Yeah, he did stand up.
Which was good.
And he's appeared on Mary Houlihan's Painting Party. Mm-hmm. As well as Christy Cello's CGP episode, New York Christy. So if you want to see more of his stand up, check out New York Christy on CGP. But Night Cream with Greg Stone, I do want to talk about, because that was with Iron Man 5's Greg Stone.
It was so fucking good.
And they were The Beatles Could Never. Because Greg Stone told Gethard that even if the 24-hour show bombs, because I guess ticket sales weren't great, Geth will get to be the Ed Sullivan who brought the new Night Cream to America. Mm-hmm. And Night Cream took poems that Greg Stone wrote while he was high on mushrooms and set them to music.
And it was so good.
Yeah. Jesus had a gun.
He sang auto-tuned.
Love Juice was great. The cream cheese is come.
We need, Kate Killett said, now I want to go to Bitch Street.
Yeah.
And when B said, or at least have the street sign that says Bitch Street.
Yeah.
Super want that. Yeah, Jesus Had a Gun is the new I Want to Hold Your Hand. That was you, Fluve. Kate, Jesus Had a Gun is a bar.
It is a bar.
It is.
It is a bar.
And it was really good. It was really cute seeing Anthony DeVito get up and dance. And he was just there to support his friend.
Yeah, I was like, I guess he's going to perform later, and he didn't. He was just there to support Greg, his Iron Man 5 co-host.
Yeah.
And co-writer and co-star.
Mm-hmm. Cherry Legend said, or UCB said 8 hours to go, and Cherry Legend said, that's when things really get good. And then UCB said, please donate more money for jalapenos.
So yeah, Gethard had a thing where you could donate money.
He started it.
He started the show with them, but you could donate money
and he would
he would eat a spoonful of jalapenos, of sliced jalapenos.
Terrible idea.
And it got so bad that he had to remove it from the incentive list because his stomach was too upset and he thought he might have to get a colonoscopy if he ate more of them.
Yo, fair enough. So that was very fun. Cherry Legend, gotta wake up Chris somehow.
I mean, no, I think he would have. It was bad. It would have been bad for his system any time.
Oh yeah.
Like.
Yeah. That man's system is does not cis.
No, and does that take us to DC Pearson, the architect of the person who architected all of New York?
Yes.
Or were there more Night Cream chats?
That's all the Night Cream.
Before that was DC
that
Pearson, who was a member of Hammer Cats and Derek Comedy, and guest said he'd be just as home at the Met Gala, an art gallery opening, or an Armed Revolution planning meeting. And of course, he was also in Captain America: Winter Soldier as Aaron, and he was Aaron / Noob Master 69 in an Xbox commercial. Mm-hmm. And he's the architect of all of New York City. And we donated. Thank you for the raid incoming warning, Mask for Mask. We donated to get him to roast San Francisco.
Raid incoming.
And the roast of San Francisco was great.
The roast of San Francisco was great. Old-timey crime.
Well, no,
all
that
of
was
our
what it
new
should
crimes, all of our new crimes are just like
the
police and the government.
He couched it
committing humanitarian.
He couched
crimes.
it as if San Francisco cannot have new crimes, then because San Francisco lost the tech bros to Austin, and the fleece-wearing finance bros to New York. To which I would say, no, there's more of them than you think.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
They spawn here.
Yeah, exactly. They go upstream.
As many leave, like more just pop
they go
up.
upstream to Austin and then come back.
Like we were pretty excited when they started moving to Austin because we're like, maybe they'll leave.
Yeah, maybe San Francisco can be weird again.
More keep getting spawned. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Tech bros in
And
San
so,
Francisco.
but I mean, the point about how many weird major crimes happen in San Francisco is notable.
It is notable. There were a lot of interesting things about San Francisco, but apparently classic crimes, because all of our current ones are just the government disenfranchising homeless people.
Yeah, like the Patty Hearst crimes are a lot more fun to talk through. Hello,
Yes.
Raiders!
Hello.
Welcome! No, it's just
Hello,
weird.
Raiders.
Hello, Raiders! Welcome. We're doing a post show for that show hosted by Chris Gethard's 24-hour stream that raised money for Giving Together. And I guess, we should also encourage people to donate to Giving Together.
We should, because they raise money to put mental health services
Not giving together.
back in school.
Not giving together.
Laughing together.
Laughing together.
Yeah.
LaughingTogether.com/giving.
The things where they're cutting all of the money that puts social workers in schools to help kids. So yeah, raise money for that, which is great. Rayomit, thank you for becoming
Thank you
better.
for becoming slightly less lowly than other dimensional beings.
We appreciat that. And
here's the
H-Dub,
link.
you will be happy to hear that there was an incredible amount of clown.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah.
tired. Clown representation.
Yeah, like
tonight.
Gethard said, if you weren't aware that there was a clowning renaissance happening in New York, if you watched that show 24-hour stream, you left very aware. Because clowns truly did, my favorite stuff. My favorite stuff from the show was clowns.
Yes.
I mean,
we got a whole clowning class
Ethan
demonstration.
showed Hole.
Oh, yeah. Ethan showed Hole.
A clown
Is Ethan
showed
next?
Hole. No.
Oh.
We have
Well, he
hours-
showed Hole.
We have hours to go before we organically get to Ethan. But Ethan showed Hole because people donated to a mental health charity helping kids in schools.
Look, Hole.
Yeah, it was wild. They
Yeah.
did. I'm just going to talk about that. They did a Hamilton.
Oh, right down the barrel. Was that early in the morning?
Yeah.
Because I remember being half conscious
Yeah.
for this.
That was early in the morning. They did a not early, but that was when Intern Forrest got up. But they did a whole Hamilton.
I did see it.
It was 9
see the
a.m.
Hole.
Eastern, so 6 a.m. Pacific.
Okay. So I clearly didn't sleep that
No,
well.
you woke up for it and then went back to sleep.
I'm
But
so glad I saw Hole.
They did a a musical set to the music of Hamilton about 9/11.
It's really good.
They were like, you know what else brought people together? 9/11. And Lin-Manuel Miranda was a character in it that they dunked on. Gigi oil wrestled Lin-Manuel Miranda. Mm-hmm. They all stripped and oil wrestled. There was a plane going around the audience.
Yep.
It was incredible. Hello, H-Dub. This was part of that show hosted by Chris Gethard's 24-hour long charity stream.
Where a clown showed Hole.
Where a clown showed Hole. Oh, it was absolutely borderline distasteful.
It absolutely worked. That's the magic of clowning. That's the magic of being a clown.
Yeah.
You can show Hole and make jokes about 9/11.
No,
and
like
it's
Gethard
still
said,
fucking hilarious.
Gethard said, I'm older than a lot of people who were just in that, and I did the first show back at UCB after 9/11, and now I'm seeing people do a comedy musical about 9/11, and it's making me cry to it.
Ooh, can people still get that VOD ticket?
That's what I'm checking.
Because it's 24 hours of stellar comedy. A lot of like the coolest acts from New York and like a lot of new stuff and a whole clowning class demonstration.
Yeah, Tally Medell, who was in Everything Ever All at Once and is like one of the biggest clowning teachers in New York, just basically did an abbreviated clown class.
Yeah,
and our friend Susie closed it out.
It was Susie's time. She mind freaked us.
She mind freaked, which people who watched our post shows have seen before.
Yes.
So a bit from here.
It was really cool.
Made its way to...
It was really cool. I mean, it's something like...
That
Susie
show.
has been... We met her, what, like 5 years ago?
Longer.
5 or 6 years ago.
6.
Like the start of fucking... Like a little before COVID.
Pre-lockdown because of CGP.
And like she was already fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And she's just been fucking working the grind since. And she's so fucking funny.
Because we were doing the post show before COVID. Or not we, you and Intern Forrest were doing the post show pre-COVID for like a year.
Yeah, you're right.
So, yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, so it was amazing. It's honestly like kind of worth the price of admission. One, it goes to put fucking mental health services in schools.
But
2,
well, yeah, because some of the ticket sales, like 4,000, the charity raised $4,000 from the ticket sales alone.
Yeah,
I don't see it listed on the.
It's Susie and Susie Rules.
Yeah, I don't see it listed on the live stream thing, but I'm still looking.
So, what was happening at this point? We talked about the Architect of New York. The next thing I see is trans in the chat.
That was for Ellie Yarman and Reed Pope.
That was so good. Okay, so Ellie Yarman and Reed Pope. This was at 12 p.m. Pacific.
The live stream's not listed anymore, but I don't know that that's supposed to. I don't know if it's supposed to.
Oh my god, they
around.
did so fucking good, Mask. Like, they were fucking hilarious.
Their bit was they were the comedians who everyone wants to kiss.
Everyone wants to see them kiss. And they did accents
1B.
the whole time, like the German accents, which I don't know. And it sort of went into this French accent. So they traded off doing their stand-up with the accents. And then if you paid money, they would try to kiss each other because they do not want to kiss each other. Ooh, it's too gross. But everyone wants to see them kiss. Very, very fucking funny. What's the name of the public access show that they do? What?
Oh no.
What?
I'm on the YouTube subreddit. Someone said I did a 29-hour subathon stream, but the VOD is saying this live stream recording is not available. And then a few weeks ago, I went live on YouTube and Twitch for my first 24-hour subathon, and now I can't watch the VOD or show it on my channel, as it's saying this live stream recording is not available. Does anyone know what the go is with this? Is there a video max length? I can't even export the VOD in 3 parts from Twitch Video Editor. And someone says, basically, apparently you need to stop. You can't upload anything bigger than 12 hours at a time. So it's gone.
Wow.
I think it's gone. I think it's...
No one can ever see it again? But wouldn't UCB have it?
I mean, but that doesn't mean it'll share it.
Fluval.
It's not what was intended. The UCB one. That show stream. I'm not sure if that... But no, because the boys uploaded a 30-hour stream. Okay, he did, then it's fine.
Yeah,
then it's probably still processing.
It out.
Their intention was I think to let it be available for the intention is to have it be available for 7 days per usual. So don't worry, it is supposed to be available. Another clown. Speaking of clown.
Wait, no, I want to know what is the name of the public access show that
Going Down.
It's called Going Down.
Yeah.
And it's a very good public access show.
Yeah, it used to be Late Stage Live, but now it's Going Down.
Extreme. Oh, okay, that's why I was confused.
I cannot blame me. I had nothing to do with this.
We love Going Down. Ian donated for Gritzy Ross in the chat, who was like, damn, I wish I had money to donate so that they could kiss. or tried to kiss.
Fluval was Radio Free Multiverse's account was guessing it might be available after, and UCB thought it would be. But,
As they tried to kiss, Jax said, "Get a running start." Cherry Legend said at some point it just becomes a makeout block. Gritzy Ross said men have too many names. IMO. I don't. Oh, that was because of the joke about Epstein.
Right, about how LA didn't remember Jeffrey Epstein's first name.
Yeah. They were like, sometimes I forget that, and then like called it back, just said Jeffrey randomly, like at the latter part of the set, and everyone like freaked out because it's fucking hilarious. Cherry Legend said all trans people flirt but never kiss. Important to know they are both trans. And Cherries then says, I speak from experience. And then one of them asked, I think it was Ella who asked if there were any trans people in the audience.
Yeah.
And like no one raised their hands.
Yeah.
So we're like trans in the chat.
That's right. Yeah, that was why
cute.
they said that. Yeah.
And they had a very funny joke about like how like the audience wasn't allowed. Oh, because their joke was like that being trans was cringe.
Right,
Like that was
Ella's
their
joke, yeah.
that was her hot take.
Yeah.
And she's like, and because none of you raised your hands in the first part, you can't find
laugh
that
at this.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah, which was good. And Reed
Trans
Pope
in the
is
chat.
of course also the winner of Mary Houlihan's Circle, mock circle that is. And they were great. Yeah, like they were the two European stand-ups who kept trying to kiss. Every time people donated $50, they had to try to kiss each other.
Yeah. They had to try and kiss.
And they
just couldn't do
it.
They tried so hard.
Yeah, they tried so hard and then did stand up while the money was coming in. Yeah, you might remember them as two trans people in a Get Along T-shirt from the that was from the Gethard show reunion.
Oh shit!
So Geth has been, and Geth once again sort of framed them as the successor
to TCGS,
and the special, and then implicitly CGP, which he just doesn't mention. But it's they're the show, the heir apparent to the Gethard show deal in his eyes.
And then before that,
on public access,
have
Mr. Cardboard.
I was asleep for Mr. Cardboard.
Oh.
So this is what I have. Is the last like notes I have was 2 a.m. Banana Man.
Yeah, that was.
Where Laser Mushroom was like, my jaw's on the floor. That's crazy.
You missed
Gritzy
so
Ross
much.
said, I emailed my donation receipt. Please have everyone switch hats.
Yeah, you missed. Well, why are we going back to when you fell asleep?
I didn't see that because I took down a bunch of the chats during that part, and I want to say the chats, and then you tell us what was happening.
Oh, from while you were asleep, you took notes.
Yeah, because I just went back up and I copied and pasted like the chat.
Okay, what time was that at?
After 2:30, between sometime after 2:30 and 12 p.m. when I woke up.
How am I supposed to know exactly what was on?
That's the game. That's the game. We're trying to figure it out.
Okay.
We're both together. We're all trying to figure this out together.
What was the chat?
Only at this show would an 8 a.m. hat switch get that kind of pop.
That was the TCGS Writers Room.
Amazing.
2012.
Well, they switched hats and got a pop.
Yeah.
Justin said TCGS forever.
That was the TCGS Writers Room.
Scott DeBockler said, good morning, everyone. I kind of hate having people's like YouTube names.
Yeah. Well, ours is Radio Free Multiverse.
It really does like feel like I'm misgendering my friend because they're not like out to their parents yet or something. Like it feels wrong. Like it's like, no, it's not a silly name. Like that's not appropriate for me to call an internet friend. Like like what? Like when we saw Void and Potatoes in person, when we see Wiz, I call him Wiz. Like, even though we call him Frankie, like, he is called Frankie. Like, Frankie is also one of his internet names. My internet name is Emily, and that is my name.
I mean, you know, some people use their, like, legal names on Twitch, like Butts Genitals.
Yeah, like Butts
That's his real
Genitals. I went in and did a find replace with Butts Genitals because Forrest knew that person was actually Butts Genitals.
Yeah, because I listened to the Unseen podcast that he used to do.
So it's like wild because I see these names and I don't know if I know these people or not. Legal name George H.W. Oh, yeah. George H.W. Dub, right? So Scott DeBockler.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, good. I didn't miss the clown. I assume that must be when fucking Mr. Cardboard
no,
came
it's probably not.
Because UCB responded, depends which one. There were many clowns.
It was probably Hannah Mitchell who did a trad wife clown.
What?
Yeah.
I missed the trad wife clown. Did you see the trad wife clown?
No. I went back and saw parts of it, but...
I want to see the trad wife
Geth
clown.
drank straight from the cow's udder.
I missed him drinking straight.
There was an incentive you could donate for her to eat the baby.
That's correct. They're dead and in hell. Trad wife clown, apparently amazing.
Twice.
Geth drank twice straid from the udder.
Yeah.
That sounds so fucking good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was Hannah Mitchell.
Valerie, Offbeat Valerie said, what's the total donation up to? About 4K. I don't know when this was. Donated for the second one unknowingly. Hell yeah, 1B.
Okay, interesting.
Brute Champagne just said, quite the scene to start my day. What do you think this was?
The video does briefly load and then doesn't load the live stream. What was it? What a way to start my day?
Quite the scene to start my day.
How long, do you know how long after the other ones that was?
No.
Because Slop Comedy could be that.
Time after.
Ethan and Gigi could be that.
I didn't miss the clown, and UCB wondering which clown.
There's like 3 clowning things back to back. After there was multiple clowning like the night before.
Travis Nichols said, good morning. Is this the live stream for Beacon of Hope Church? Oh my heavens!
That's gotta still be the trad wife.
The what?
That's probably still the trad wife.
Probably.
Because she went for like a half hour.
And then Eric Jerm said, it's like we never lost CGP. Sleep deprivation laugh, apparently, throughout that, Eric said. Oh, okay. Eric Jerm, fun fact, the final episode of Planet Scum Live and the final programming on the Planet Scum Live Twitch was 3 years ago today.
Yeah.
A fitting 24 hours.
Yeah.
I would say. Yay to Planet Scum.
Intern Forrest did a whole post about it too, so check it out.
So many of us together.
Yeah, that was the focus of Intern Forrest's post.
I know. It's been 3 years.
It's how grateful he was that, you know, we're still all doing stuff.
Yeah, we're all friends. We're all real friends.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through.
Not just quarantine internet
Mr. Cardboard.
Eric Jerm said at some point, man, I feel like a woman. Ba 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 da da ba ba. He wrote out ba 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 da da ba ba.
I'm sure he did.
Eric then asked UCB, who was K-Skill behind it, how you feeling? You have enough caffeine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this must be during the trad thing because Helen Wicks came on and said, trad forever.
Right, yeah. So, because she had 30 minutes, so there's going to be a lot of chat. And it was busy.
Dancing farm animals?
Yeah, that was
Ruthie said loved the dancing farm animals.
Yeah, it was a humanoid cow that Geth drank from the udder of.
Pencil Jockey said they keep trying to fix the tarps like it's going to help.
Yeah.
What is it gonna help?
Made a mess. They made a mess.
Let's go, girls. Ba, 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 da, 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 da.
I mean,
and then Kuro Metariku said, went to bed after the first hour. Did I miss anything? Pencil Jockey replied, you only missed Gethard drinking straight from the udder.
Yeah, that was how intern Forrest learned about it too. The chicken and cow fought. I see. I missed slop entirely. But
yeah.
intern Forrest
the chicken and cow fought?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I really hope we get that fucking shit. I hope we get it. I hope we get it. Slop was fine.
Okay.
That's good.
Good.
It was also like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
But at 2 a.m., that was when it was the Italians, right?
Yeah, but like I have notes from things after that we haven't gone through yet.
Oh, well then let's get
that was why I was confused why you were doing that. Because Mr. Cardboard was after all of that.
Oh, tell us about Mr. Cardboard,
Mr. Cardboard,
which I also missed.
Did therapy for people and solved their problems by making things out of cardboard, in part.
I love that.
He traveled inside of an audience member's subconscious.
Incredible.
And he also ate his baby. While singing at the very end of his set.
I saw him eat the baby.
Yeah. But also, Mr. Cardboard was at Fringe in 2024.
Your dog just told you to put the headphones on?
So the one on the right here is Mr. Cardboard.
She's like, excuse me? Excuse me.
It's
you live with roommates. I am your roommate, and I need you to keep it down.
And see, there he is.
Oh my god!
Yeah. And it's just great. Yeah, like Mr. Cardboard was some incredibly good clowning.
Excuse me, I need my beauty sleep.
He used everything he did was cardboard based. So when he did like the Rorschach in the therapy, he held up a piece of cardboard and said, "What animal is this?" And they said, and he's like, "No, it's this other one," and threw it away. "What's this one?" "No, it's this one." Threw it away. And he opened it with just, "I'm Mr. Cardboard." Pacing around the stage, "I'm Mr. Cardboard. Like, do you not believe that I'm Mr. Cardboard?" Like, "No, I believe you." "Okay, I'm Mr. Cardboard."
Amazing.
And they were just like lurking in the shadows the whole show, and we're doing chaos. But before that, it was the Citrus short form reunion, which was the reunion of Gethard's college short form improv troupe from 1999 at Rutgers University. It was Jamie Rivera and Tarek Davis, and Tarek is part of Freestyle Love Supreme, Lin-Manuel Miranda's musical improv group.
What the fuck?
And so they did a long scene and incorporated and people donated to make them do short form games. So they did a long mono scene and had to incorporate all of the short form games into the mono scene. And so it was just a really solid improv. Then before that was Spoilers with Joey Dardano, which was a lot of fun. Because basically what you got to do is donate. They like all said what franchise they are looking forward to. And you got to donate to spoil that franchise for one of them.
Oh, shit!
And this was the only segment of that show's 24-hour stream where someone was like watching the YouTube chat and responding to us. And it was Joey who said, and someone said named Radio Free Multiverse says, "Yeah!" Because when he first came out, he went, "Yeah!" Because he was there from that early.
Wow.
And what people were able to spoil was The Bible, Succession, Whiplash, The Village, Mad Men, Breaking Bad, Titanic, Harry Potter, Severance, Lost, Euphoria, The Rehearsal, Season 2, and Harry Potter.
Harry Potter again?
Did I say Harry Potter twice? Yeah, I did.
Yeah. The first one was Snape killing Dumbledore. The second one was J.K. Rowling was a TERF the whole time.
Well, because Geth is like, I'll probably end up reading it with Cal at some point. And
Fuck you.
It was very funny because everyone else was like, here's one fact about the thing
to.
that we're spoiling. Like, well, one cool thing was Succession. Someone on the panel had actually worked on seasons 2 and 3 of Succession.
Oh,
so they just talked
sick!
about behind the scenes stuff, and it was really cool. And then they were also like, "Can you spoil Mad Men?" And it was like, "Yeah, you can spoil Mad Men," but no one donated for that. He should just read Earthsea. I agree.
Yeah.
But it was very
Yeah.
funny because when Harry Potter got given in,
Or Alana the Lioness.
when they gave in Harry Potter, it wasn't like they were spoiling one thing. Someone from the audience was the person spoiling for them, just kneeled in front of Gethard and made unbroken eye contact and like went, okay, so Harry Potter is a rich privileged kid who, and like started at the very beginning, and then Gethard was like, what are you doing? You're taking me the whole series? And at the end, he's just like spoiling all of it. And it was like spoiler. Like, we are trying to ruin this for you, Gethard.
No one has
no one
to
should
read
be
that
reading
piece
it.
of shit
No one
anymore.
should be reading it anymore.
You don't need to. There's better books.
And I also liked Nat Townsend's set, Don't Even Get Me Started, because he's a very easy to get started guy. So you just go on a rant, you could donate to make him change topics.
Oh, that's fun.
It was just a fun setup.
That's an improv game.
Yeah.
I like that improv game.
They did an improv jam with Geth, which was really cool because he like made sure to get some people up who had never done improv before, and did all of the like, don't be mean, don't be cruel, like be generous, don't tag in the new people, like, or don't tag them out, like, be reasonable. It was great. It was really cool to see, and he specifically made sure partway through to bring in like non-UCB people.
Aww.
He's like, I don't want to be tribal with it. I want to like make sure we need to all stick together.
Aww.
I fully agree with you, Lena.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But and then
yes.
K Improv, K Comedy. I think they're K Comedy.
Okay.
Did bilingual improv.
Oh yeah.
Where one of the guys didn't speak Spanish, and the rest only spoke or mostly spoke Spanish, and it was really cool to get to see bilingual improv.
Yeah.
And that was like, apparently that's like a sort of starting to emerge thing finally in the U.S., which is really cool.
That is super cool.
Connor did the acting class, which was as great as ever. People could have to donate their names, and he'd deliver their name, act their name. They could send in monologues, and he'd act them. So it was interesting to see a very different one than we saw up here, because it was just so much more freeform inherently. Wow, we've been on for an hour and 30 minutes. And then Ethan and Gigi, like I said, gloriously unhinged. Hamilton did 9/11.
No. We got to talk about Ethan and Gigi.
I know, I'm going to.
Is this what Ethan and Gigi did? They
Yeah.
did Hamilton, did
That's
9/11?
what we're doing now, yeah.
Okay.
They did Hamilton did 9/11. Osama bin Laden came out at the
Yes!
very end.
That I woke up to. I woke up to Osama bin Laden like
I
singing
also
"Wake
hope
Me
the
Up
VOD
When
eventually
September
works.
Ends."
Yeah, he sang that, your musical has made me empathize with you so much, so wake me up when September ends. And he, it's very funny knowing that is not the first time bin Laden has been on the stage at UCB during a long-term marathon, because on the other That show, Mantzoukas revealed he had played bin Laden at a time
Insomnia bin
when the cops came to the theater because something got reported or whatever, and the cops just came in and saw Jason Mantzoukas in like 2002 on stage as Osama bin
Hi,
Laden.
Melly Fee.
It was just incredible. That's where, so they had a thing that Gethard mentioned very early, where if they hit a certain donation threshold, Ethan would show whole.
Yeah. And so, like, in the middle of it, they were just like, and I was like awake for this, but they're just like, wait, we've got to show whole. And he like jumped up on a box. I had no idea what was going on, because I was.
You like that. You woke up to whole.
I woke up to whole. I was, and he just like went like, do like from side to side. He like got his little butt out and then just went.
At the end, they did a mashup of "Dancing on My Own" by Robin
with the cheeks.
Yeah, that was the ending. Was with bin Laden. It was a mashup of "Dancing on My Own" by Robin with "Wake Me Up When September Ends," which was incredibly magical. But when he showed whole, he didn't even just show whole. He had eyes painted on his butt, and he made his hole sang "Black Hole Sun."
Oh yeah,
it was "Black Hole Sun, don't you come." It was so good. It was so good. That whole thing was so unhinged. Like I said, Lin-Manuel Miranda and Gigi oil wrestled.
Yeah.
They like stripped off all their clothes and oil wrestled. It was like, it
Holy
was something else.
shit.
It was like, it was truly like a transcendent bit of comedy.
He just, it really was.
He just like immediately dropped trow and showed ass.
He showed hole.
He showed hole specifically. He spread the ass to show the hole.
Yeah.
And then like, so long ago at this point, but It was so good. Like, it was probably my favorite bit overall, except for Susie. Because I really loved getting the exhausted Gethard mind freaking. Yeah. It was incredible. Oh, okay. So here, actually, guess what? Blogtoven, who was in studio, took photos.
Yeah.
Ethan Lick Gets Nose. So here is Gethard from the Utter.
Oh my god! Yeah. Okay. Okay. Incredible.
And then that was your photo, Mike. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you for taking those. Single walk run. This was Ethan and Gigi. Oh yeah, they did object work of burning the American flag.
Oh, that was hilarious. I was awake for that.
It was something else.
It was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. And okay, so here we go.
Jedi vibes.
I mean, it's very red, so that is Last Jedi vibes. Okay, I don't see all of what their things were in this, but yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, the next one will just be a 2-hour normal that show. This was a rare 24-hour marathon. Oh, the titty drinking was Last Jedi vibes. Absolutely, it was. Yeah.
But I feel like now that Gethard has gotten his fix of like the wildest possible shit with all these clowns, like I think there's gonna be more of that on that show.
I think he's gonna take on the clowns more.
Like he fucking loves those clowns. Like,
oh, this wasn't.
Bitch can't get enough clowns.
Oops. This was an earlier clown. Yeah, this was a clown at like 4 a.m. Pacific, which means this was 1 a.m. Eastern. It was... Well, that doesn't make sense.
Is it the opposite?
No.
Guess seems like he
7
could be
Eastern.
Down to clown.
Yeah, it was 7 Eastern. My math went backwards.
Mm-hmm.
This was Mike Weiss, a part of Mike Weiss's set. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly, yeah. Yeah. All the clowns came back during Ethan and Gigi's part, which was really cool. That was something that was really cool to see, is how community-oriented the clown performers were. But like, this person I believe was also in the Kevin and Skeeter part too. I think she had the Skeet shirt. But yeah, that was clowns right there. And yeah, so then Ethan and Gigi was what Intern Forrest woke up to. So that's when my notes then have a big gap until 11:18 in Venice, Italy with Alex the Spiritual Medium.
Yeah.
Because at that point, at the time, it was 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern. It was 11:18 in Venice. And 2 Italian men were transported through the medium powers of Alex the Spiritual Medium. And then, like...
They just did a whole something all in Italian. And I thought that Wiz would have really loved it. Holy shit, you are still alive, Susie!
Oh my god.
It is and always will be Susie's time! Susie, oh my fucking god. It was so
One B and I are posting
good.
dolphins.
The energy, the pure chaos that you brought upon that stage. Holy fuck.
And it was...
I loved every mind freak.
It was
bit.
incredible.
My mind was freaked. The fucking text bits.
Yeah.
Of Gethard.
The Gethard
and
deleted
then
tweets were so
when
good.
Gethard was talking about, or when Riley was talking about smoking weed with Gethard, and you were like, well, the last time you did reefer, you... you tweeted about the reefer got your mind jokered up, bro.
That was so good.
It was really, really good.
I loved
God.
the demons.
The demons!
Yeah, the egg in the bottle was so
when
good.
you kept pulling the card, and there was no card. Oh my God. Y'all have to see this last part.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, if the VOD ends up working, you gotta see the last part. Cause...
share with us anything you would like to, and we will talk about it and comment upon it, because it was so great. And it was so amazing to see you.
I mean, it was so cool that you got to do
amazing.
It was so cool that you got to do, like, close it out with Riley and Gethard. I mean,
oh my God.
magic.
I loved how at the end when like it was just you and Riley like chucking shit into the audience.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. I know he doesn't play like that. Yeah. It was kind of insane in the best way. Honestly, like the way that you just immediately clicked with all of the energy, and I was just like, all I want to see is you and Riley do bullshit. Like, it was so perfect. Like, it was so perfect. You were such a perfect foil for Chris as well. I thought it was amazing. I was just like, fuck yeah! That's our Susie!
Really?
It was so good.
It was so good.
It was so fucking funny with it was so good. I definitely thought that you did. I was like, were they able to plan this, or is Susie just like the best improviser? And I'm like, I mean, we've seen Susie improvise for the past 6 years, and yeah, like she is.
That was so
It just happened.
Wow, that was magic.
Just happened. Magic. That's the magic of a 24-hour fucking stream. That's the magic of clowns, baby. Yeah. The magic of comedy right there. The universe will put some clowns together and make comedy appear. Oh my God. Definitely would not. Oh my God.
Oh, thank you so much.
Susie.
Yeah.
We're honored. Like every bit that you gave us, every time that you did anything for us, we were truly blessed.
Yeah.
Like it was truly your generosity of like spirit and kindness and hilarity that you wanted to play with us, and it was so delightful to have you and to show you and to do things with you. H-Dub, yeah, because Susie's the nicest. She's
Susie's
the sweetest. She's the best. She's so funny, and I'm so fucking excited.
I'm glad she got on, like, and got to sort of close it out.
I'm so excited for you to be, like,
in that
the new fucking New York Susie.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in New York up and coming. All comedy. Comedian.
I'm so glad you get to be in that whole world, and like
you are in Commodore.
Yeah. And like Riley like dying at your jokes, and like
that was funny.
So good.
It was like watching you with Riley was like the energy was so effortless and so perfect, and it just rolled so perfectly together. I was like, of course it would be. Like if I had ever like thought of it or imagined it, like I would be like, oh yeah, of course. But like seeing it, I was like, there's our girl. This is where she belongs.
And the like with
on
the
that
film
fucking
school
stage with these fucking weirdos.
You so perfectly like following up on Riley's
riot
Yodorovsky joke.
Because that's the thing. It's like oh my God, that was really funny. The Yodorovsky
and then going, film school. That's Susie.
Because Susie, you can just come back on and be his assistant.
That would be so cool if he
just
does that.
assistant bits.
I mean, that would be great if that can be a running thing.
Oh my God.
Because you like,
so
and you raised a good chunk of money for how quick your time was.
Yeah. Like, people were fucking ready.
Yeah.
Because it's just so funny.
Yeah.
Just to apologize for party rocking and Chris being like, I don't know what party rocking
Chris
is.
didn't know what party rocking was. Like, I was donating $25.
Because I was already like, oh man, to apologize for party rocking, that's a great fucking incentive just as a like line that'll get people to donate money because it's hilarious.
I was in the process of donating $25 to get you to apologize for party rocking when it was redeemed. And I'm like, well, I'm still going to donate $25. I think I'm the one when they went like, but wait, Susie, but Susie already apologized for party rocking. Because I said either 2 tricks or further elaboration on why Susie apologizes for party rocking.
It's so amazing. Oh my god. It was so perfect. I loved the Bee Gees.
Oh, for sure.
Bee Gees.
But
that's why, we are still owed an exorcism. That's why you got to get back on that show. More streams of Susie with the fucking crowd, fucking mind freaking everybody. The eggs killed me.
Yeah. So I think they were also like, Geth is slowly collapsing on stage.
Yes, but I felt like it was like, of all the people who can like roll with that level of chaos on stage as like their first, like, you know, like being like a new to New York comedian like person, I'm like, Susie's the perfect person.
You were such a great choice for that last bit.
Because Susie can fucking roll with all the punches and has perfect comedic timing and can, you know.
And you came loaded with so much stuff.
Yeah.
But I will say, currently the thumbnail of the That Show live stream is Susie and Riley.
Yes!
It like isn't working right now, but it is of Susie and Riley.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Like this is what it looks like.
As it fucking should.
See, it like.
Yes! Oh my god, when you sat down next to Riley.
Yeah. And then I click, but like you see it like.
Oh my god.
It's there because it briefly goes to like 0 out of a day.
Oh my god. It was perfection.
They apparently might have to hit a button to save.
Okay. Well, it makes sense that it might like
so
take them a minute to get their shit together.
Hopefully they'll figure it out.
But there were a lot of people, like there was so much involvement from everyone at the UCB. I'm sure that someone will catch it.
Not blaming them, just hoping someone catches it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm sure someone will. It's just that they're all fucking exhausted.
Oh, they shouldn't catch it. They should not catch it today or tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
They deserve a break after putting on a 24-hour show.
Yes.
And one that was that good and even featured Kevin and Skeeter. Who were like parody slam poets.
And this was at 1:30 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah. And they brought the copy of Weird New York that Geth turned into a donation incentive that they bought for $2 and Geth signed.
This was the first part where Chris thanked Riley and Riley's inspiration.
Yeah.
And Airplane Ian said, "What a time to be alive."
Riley's friends with them.
Someone said something about the chat, and Tanner and Butts said, "That's us." And UCB said, "We see you." Yeah. And then the shirts. It was holy fucking shit dead, said Ian. What was the shirt? It was like Skeet. It was this great song which needs to be on Spotify.
It was Skeet, Drugs, Go Fuck Yourself.
Skeet, Drugs, Go Fuck
Yourself. It'll be in Forrest's art. And so that's why it'll be in Forrest's art if you want to take a look at what it looks like. It's the Dare logo, but it says Skeet. And it was like, I didn't write it down.
They shotgunned a monster.
They shotgunned Monster energy drinks.
They did slam poetry.
Yeah, Skeeter's book of poetry.
Which honestly, like Susie, I hope you get to see this one too.
Yeah.
Because, like, it reminded me so much of your poetry.
Yeah. But his book was Breast Milk and Agave.
And then they shotgun Monster energies.
Kevin, like, brought out a treasured Eric Andre shirt and had people come to draw whatever they want on it.
And then drugs and alcohol, bad. Monster Energy, great and not sponsored. Said you.
Yeah,
Flu.
because they said it's not sponsored, and like you just take sponsorships out of art. They just like Monster.
And then they sang the Skeet song, which is S, don't smoke drugs. K, don't do ketamine.
Yeah.
E, don't drop ecstasy. T,
try improv for me, right? Like it was
time for improv for me.
Yeah, it was about that you shouldn't do drugs, you should do improv.
Which was very good.
And they, at the end of their set, they played taps on a horn.
But they also pulled a thing off of a fishbowl.
Right. And we were debating if it was a real fish.
And at a certain point, well, at first there was nothing in the fishbowl.
It was empty. And
then
that
was like the point.
Yeah.
And then a fish appeared in the bowl.
Fish, specifically.
A random fish that like I think was a fake fish. I'm pretty sure it was a fake fish.
Yeah.
But like I don't know when it appeared in the bowl. And Butt said fish is dead. Oh, that's when they were calling dads, right? Is that when they were calling dads?
No. I don't.
Oh no, I think you're right.
Well,
I don't think that was
No, I think it was. No, it was wasn't it when they were interrogating that guy?
Yes, it was. So that was them.
And at the end, they played taps, and Blog took his hat off.
And then before that, it was
the Insecure Ninja.
The Insecure
Who
Ninjas.
kidnapped Gethard with a ransom. That you had to pay 15 compliments to each of the ninja on stage, or donate $500 to make them stop.
And they did just pick him up in the chair and transport him off like it was his bar mitzvah.
Yeah, and there was like 20 ninja.
And at the same time, there was a bachelorette party there.
Right. So the ninja plan was to just punch and kick for 30 minutes. But then they realized there was the bachelorette party, and someone donated for the bachelorette party and the ninja to take place, or swap places 15 minutes in.
So we got the fucking bachelorette party up there, and they were fucking amazing.
Like, the bride was the self-appointed line comic for the Chris Gethard show, where she would just do bits in the line.
She was the warm-up for the warm-up.
Self-appointed, too.
Yeah.
Not officially affiliated with the show at all.
And so then I just wrote ninja and batch party, trade places. Fuck yes, bride.
Yeah. And then there were two Claires.
But said congratulations to the ninjas.
There were two women named Claire in the bachelorette party. So one of them was sitting in a chair, and so we all dubbed her Chair Claire.
And then someone said something about the Dewey Decimal System, just as a joke, and she went, "Oh, fuck that!" Like, she
went,
screamed.
Fuck the Dewey Decimal System.
Just like, it just escaped her. Like, she was even like,
fuck the Dewey Decimal System.
She surprised herself with, like, her intensity.
Yeah.
So this is my claim to fame. I donated $20 for Chair Claire to tell us her opinions on the Dewey Decimal System. She's a librarian, and she was like, what fucking sucks is that it's a terrible system, but it's literally the only system we have.
It's the best. Well, it's the best we have.
It's the best system that we have, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
And the government is fucking burning our knowledge.
And
like they're
look at how much
burning our
knowledge
information base.
And think of how much knowledge we've accrued since the Dewey Decimal System was invented. Like she said, like
it's like 200 years old.
Saddam Hussein books were in agriculture.
What the fuck?
Or something. It was wild.
It sounds like someone is not a fan of Party Girl starring Parker Posey. Ooh. What is that? Oh, Parker Posey's the mom on Tsunami.
Yeah, Tsunami.
You better be he better
Party
be
Girl is a 1995 American comedy drama starring Parker Posey.
Oh.
And is the first feature film to premiere on the internet.
Oh.
And they dubbed Parker Posey the new queen of the art house.
Oh, okay.
She is inspired to learn how to use the Dewey Decimal System after... There we go, yeah. She becomes a librarian.
for money and responsibility.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And so she becomes a librarian, and the Dewey Decimal System is like important in that movie.
Yeah. And everyone was
Parker
super
Posey's great.
pleased. Oh, and then Sam did stand up. Sam the bride.
Sam did stand up during the show and killed it.
She fucking killed. Like, someone donated for her to do stand up, and she did, and she was so fucking funny.
No, they
and
donated
Sean
for-
Elliott was like, that's not the first time she did stand up.
They donated.
Do we know that person?
Sean Elliott?
Yeah.
That's King Klon.
Thank you.
Not the docs.
Again,
Not
I
the
feel
docs.
like I'm
I shouldn't say
doxing
that.
people.
We just did.
But I saw that name and I'm like, I feel like I know that name. But also sometimes I can like tell from just like the voices of like
no,
how
I shouldn't have
people
said
are
his
typing.
name. That's on me.
That's why I never type in the YouTube chat because it has my like government last
Well, just
name.
log in
even though
as
it's
Radio
not
Free
hard to
Multiverse.
find. Yeah. Okay, and then so before 1 a.m., it was 12:30. It was the goose guy telling stories. What's his name? He told a story
Sorry,
on a That Show
I
where he
Googled-
stepped through a goose.
I googled that name and King Klon and got the Google AI overview of that person's nickname. King Klon is related to his time at the University of Arizona, where he was a highly successful basketball player. He was known for his exceptional talent, including his incredible jump shot, earning him the moniker King Klon within the team and by fans. It just made that up.
I love that.
Yeah, it was Nick Fierro, who was the storyteller who had stepped through a goose in the earlier story, and he had to do stories where he did not blink,
Which is crazy
while
to me.
making eye contact with an audience member.
I couldn't possibly.
In Hershey's Reese's Cup Fusion, party girls become librarians.
And so that was very fun. He talked about being on a cruise ship and never clipping his toenails.
And he showed us that his toenail looked like Johnny Bravo.
It was a little horrifying. Oh, and then he had someone staple a $20 bill.
Yeah, so stapled a $20
to
bill
his
to
leg,
his leg.
and he kept threatening to drink pond water.
Yeah, if you didn't donate, he was going to drink a bottle of pond water.
I
and then,
donated $10 for him to not drink pond water, and so did like other
Yeah.
people.
And his response was, I'm going to drink the pond water.
We're like, no! Like, it was...
It's going to happen.
It was so funny.
He's great. Didn't we find out he had like worked on something?
I don't know.
Yeah, he had been on the special with Brett Davis and the Best Show with Tom Sharpling, and was a regular contributor to WFMU's In Real Life.
Then 12 a.m.
That was Keegan, Connor, and Devin.
Ooh.
Where they just first started just trolling the audience by saying mean things to them.
Saying, boo this
boo.
man. Mr. Lonely River said, boo this man. They're like
fuck New
"Boo,
Jersey.
Fuck you. Fuck New Jersey. And then they like brought on their friend, like all tied up, and they're like, we're going to interrogate him. He sucks.
Yeah.
Boo. Boo this man. And they said more bits. Airplane Ian said more bits should be openly hostile to the audience.
And Connor, for those who have seen other That Shows, is the guy who used to interrupt Gethard's karaoke segment. And it turns out the guy they were interrogating was also mean at the very end.
Yeah.
And before that was Trash King.
Trash King was fucking amazing. 58 people were watching online.
First, they carried a toilet out to the Olympics theme, and I said I'm already in with that.
Yep.
And in the Trash King, which is a show in New York, Josh Nasser, the Trash King, presides over a tournament between comedy acts to see who is Trash Peasant Supreme.
Yeah.
The rest will be deemed SNL and thus sent home. And trash, in their definition, which I like, is comedy that is too wild and too weird to perform anywhere else.
So Caroline, Caroline in the chat was like, rise, Trash King. And then from her account, it said, this is Benny on my wife's YouTube account. And when Josh dances to the hamster dance, I am free.
That was so good. Yeah, the Trash King, when he got resurrected.
Yeah. He danced to the hamster dance, like viciously danced.
And Chicken Big made a cameo.
Yes.
In this, doing a bit where they were two men who each insisted they were William Tell, and the only way to prove which one was William Tell was which one could successfully shoot an apple off of his son's head. And if the apple didn't get knocked off, they're not your son.
Yeah. And then
before that was a Joy on Fire dance party.
No, but then also during it,
Yeah.
I have a few comments. One guy wore a bunch of layers of clothes.
Yes.
Because then every $10 people donated, he would take off an item of clothes.
Here's Blogtoven's photo of the bachelorette party.
Ooh.
That was the bride.
There's the bride. There they are.
It's great having this because it kind of proves that it happened.
Woo. A sound happened.
Yeah, and I'm about
that I don't think any of you heard.
They didn't, but they're about to. Because this is Gethard being kidnapped by the ninja.
Oh, yes.
If I can...
I know. Right now, it just sounds like kind of like a long drug hallucination that we shared, Flu.
Yeah. Like, it really doesn't sound like a thing that happened. And that's the other reason I hope the VOD makes it. But having Blogtoven in the room was key. Okay.
Party's going on. Well, congratulations on the upcoming nuptials. And I'm so glad that this is part of your bachelorette party. That is wild. What a story you all have. Mom, congratulations.
Amazing. Amazing. But he said, I'm wearing a lot of clothes because showing my dick will ruin the live stream. And Caroline said, it won't ruin anything. Get it out.
Yeah.
And then you, Flu, said the guy on the toilet looks like Count Dooku. And Scott said, more like Count Doo-Doo. Am I right?
They had a CGI animation of an improved bidet.
Which was very funny.
So this is the trash.
Oh, yeah.
This is the trash king on the left and the person wearing a tons of clothes on the right because people could donate to make him strip off his clothes.
Mm-hmm. It was amazing. And then before that was Joy on Fire. Sorry. Joy on Fire
dance party.
Mm-hmm.
And before that was Lily Armstrong making her return to that show. She did the puppet bit in, I think, the first episode. And this time, she connected people to their dream homes with illustrator Edie Olmsted, who is Maggie's identical twin. Maggie was working the computer and doing auditions
at that time, so it was really
we were both
wild.
very sure that it was a bit and that it was just Maggie
and then they
in a
just
costume,
stood next to each other.
Lily also created her own religion with the input of the audience. Remember how we said we were just going to do highlights and then we just did the whole show?
Well, we're almost done.
I just think it's funny that we just did the whole show. And the town she built was called San Francisco 2.
Yeah.
Because if they like San Francisco, you can just say you're from San Francisco. And if they don't, you can be like, hey, I'm from San Francisco 2. And there's a Godzilla in the center of town.
Yep.
And the religion got audience input on things like killing the part of you that hates.
Yeah.
But our first performer on that show, hosted by Chris Gethard, was also a returning performer. It was Chris Gethard's neighbor, Sal, who bears a shocking resemblance to Maria Randazzo.
Shocking!
And was joined by Random Jean.
It was very funny. Sal handed out coffee, and Jack said, what a good neighbor.
Yeah. And Sal had a prize wheel where you could donate to get people... You could donate to spin the prize wheel. And so I emailed in donating for Blogtoven to have to spin the prize wheel, but someone before me before mine got read, but after it was sent in, had donated to make Blogtoven's real name spin the prize wheel, and so Blogtoven went up twice to two totally different names, and it was great, and that was what led to the other donation.
Jesus. Which I'm going to have to talk to him about on Wednesday.
Men have too many names, exactly.
Men have too many names.
Maybe that did play a role. And then Sal.
Sal talked about a trundle bed. Or someone talked about a trundle bed. Chris talked about a trundle bed.
Sal got Gethard to agree. So because Geth had eaten the hot peas, the jalapenos, his stomach was very upset and he almost vomited. And Sal got Gethard to agree that if Geth vomited during Sal's show or segment on the show, Sal would get to have a sleepover with Gethard at Gethard's house, and Geth was like, "Oh, you could sleep in the trundle bed," which is the bed that comes out from under the bed. And so the idea would be Chris and Hallie sleeping in one bed and Sal sleeping in the trundle bed.
And then
Sal
Scott
wants to sleep between them.
And Scott said, "Isn't the trundle the space between the nads and the beehole?"
Isn't it though?
I thought that was fun.
Yeah. And Blog's brother won. This is where Blog's brother won the undershirt.
Grassmed Horse said Pope Tovin.
Because Blog Tovin won a picture of the new Pope. The American Pope. The only picture of the American Pope given out during that show's 24-hour charity live stream for Laughing Together.
Yeah. And then the show opened at 9 p.m.
Pacific,
midnight Eastern. 73 people watching the show.
Yeah, and people donated to torture Gethard because he established he had 3 shirts: his normal flannel shirt, a striped shirt, and an orange and brown shirt that Hallie took him aside and said, "Do not wear this. I've let you go up on stage with lots of terrible looks. I'm telling you this time, do not wear it." And so people kept donating to make him wear it and then fashion it different ways. Like one of them, he had to do the like Britney tie. And he had to had to turn his hat backwards at first, and then he had to turn it sideways, which he said was the most unpleasant, stressful thing of the entire night.
So they called it Chris style.
So they kept calling it Chris style and kept donating to make him wear his hat sideways.
And he said,
I turned 40.
He said, "Will a clown showing hole at 4 a.m. defeat the Trump administration?" And in the chat, Kim's the Worst said, "We don't know that.
Yeah.
We haven't tried it yet. Could fix it."
It didn't, but we didn't know that.
We didn't know. We had to try.
Had to try, you know?
We had to try. It's fascism.
Yeah, you got to try. You got to keep trying until you run out of tries. Or you win.
Yeah. Kuro Metariku said that's a Morrissey shirt about the terrible orange shirt.
Right.
It turns out intern Forrest had a very similar shirt in college.
Oh, yeah.
We'll show that picture
on
either
Wednesday?
Tonight or on Wednesday.
We can do both.
We can, whatever you want. Then he had 9 scoops of jalapenos.
Let's do Wednesday. It's not on this computer.
Which he was calling hot peens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he called them hot peens, and he was like, "I don't want them to be called hot peens."
And it wouldn't let Fluval write peen in the chat. So he was like, Pino, and then like a space een.
Fluval used an umlaut over the E, and that got passed. So that was how he started doing it. Fluval.
And he also said, showing hole will run long.
Yeah.
You said?
Well, because Geth mentioned if we run long, like, don't worry, I have built-in gaps.
Like, gaps. But showing hole will go long.
I mean, it probably did.
It probably did. And then he had, like, the chair and the backward hat, and Kuro Metariku said, "Someone with money make him sit on a chair reverse cowgirl style."
Yeah.
And John Dole said, "Gethard just needs to hold a vape."
He was looking like he'd have a vape, you know?
And then they said to, like, say if there were any tech issues in the chat.
Yeah.
And Kuro Metariku said, "My laughing keeps waking up my girlfriend. Is that a tech issue?" Scott said, "Why does Gethard look like Poochie from The Simpsons?" When they had him take off his shirt, his undershirt, and just wear the orange shirt.
Yeah, he did do that.
And then Geth named Chicken Big the heir to the show should he die.
Yeah, he said, "If I die, Chicken Big is hosting now."
And then you said, please don't kill Chris to take over the show, Chicken Big.
Well, I didn't want Chicken Big to engage in a murder plot most foul.
Yeah, that was my joke, though. I gave it to you, Floof.
Sure, yeah. You told me to type it, though.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Wow, I feel really awake at 1 a.m. And Fluv, you said, "Peens will do that." And that was great. And that's the show!
That's that show. Hosted
That's
by
that
Chris
show!
Gethard.
9 to 9 or midnight to midnight.
Be sure to join us this Wednesday for a more talk about that show with someone who was there in the room.
Yes.
You know? So, like, you think you feel like you were there now, Roy. Join us Wednesday. Blog was there the whole show.
And if
basically.
you are here and you were in the show, like you were there.
Oh, they were?
Or were in the show. Oh my God.
Good.
That is so
and Susie,
good to know.
If you want to come on,
yes.
we'd love to have you on Wednesday.
We would love to have
but
you
no
on.
pressure if that doesn't work out.
Anyone who was in the room or
Mike,
on
we'd
it.
love to have you on too.
Susie. Ooh.
But it was really fun. It was so great to get that sort of extended that show. I mean, I'm also excited for next month's more normal that show, but
yeah,
it was great getting like a full day of Gethardian chaos.
Oh my God.
And seeing how
such chaos. It's the clowns. It's the fucking clowns. The clowns are what is the TCGS.
Yeah.
Like
the clowns.
That's the main flavor.
Well, and
that makes TCGS.
That's my big takeaway from this is like it really was like the things that the clowning adjacent elements of TCGS were the things that really appealed to me the most.
It's a Susie exclusive
from TCGS, and so it's really cool to see clowning booming right now. Like, I mean, we should try to go to see if we can see a clown show in LA. You know?
Sorry, I was doing the Susie's
But shouldn't we?
Yes, we should see as much clowning as we can.
While we're out and about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially
TCGS,
when we're in LA. We'll be in
Clown
LA
Gathering show
this
weekend.
We'll
be in San Diego this weekend too. So
and we'll be in LA starting Thursday. So hopefully my Friday co-working stream will be a haul of all of the things that I got from my very favorite thrift place. In LA.
Yeah.
It's my very favorite thrift place, I think, ever. And they had a bunch of dolls the last time I was there. Support your local clowns. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. We don't know that a clown showing whole at 4 a.m. won't defeat the fucking Trump administration.
No.
We don't know that. We have to try.
No, clowns have to keep showing whole until morale improves.
Yes.
And we will see you this Wednesday for Ice Cream Trivia 2 as well. So join us for that.
Yes. And make sure if you're in New York or in the Tri-State area, go see Susie do a show.
Yeah, go see Susie whenever you can.
Susie's doing amazing shit in New York.
Yeah, Susie's there.
She posts about it on her Instagram. And it makes me jealous.
I'm so jealous.
Because I want to see Susie do stuff.
Yeah.
So everyone should go see Susie do stuff. Because you're really getting a taste of the up and coming new star.
Yeah, and you
New York
you should
City.
pair that with going to see the 1-year anniversary of Connor Ratliff Presents the Acting Class.
Yes.
Which is also coming up very soon.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's coming up in 3 days on May 28th.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, Connor will be the 1-year anniversary of... Oh, that's what CRPTAC is. Connor Ratliff Presents the Acting Class. Yeah, on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, the 1 year of acting class is this Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. So, you know, after it ends, you can come and join us for trivia.
Which will be ice cream.
Ice Cream Trivia 2. And Ice Cream Trivia 1 was H-Dub's first grand trivia. So you won't want to miss some of these questions. We will see you then because we have your coordinates. And before you say anything, we did already destroy a planet. So deal with it. And that was right when our fucking shit broke. You know what? You know what, Void? You're right. You're right. Not Void, 1BBBR. You're right. But we will be rating someone, so stay tuned.
Here he comes. Swimming closer than farther away. Is his attention span the normal of attention that the goldfish possesses?